Hi, I'm Caryn Josepher, and I'm here with Hajir and Frank Blakely at Bay Equity Home Loans, and we're here to discuss what you need to know to make home buying within your reach. Today we're going to discuss what rising rates mean for home buying. Hi guys, thanks for sitting down with us. So there's a lot of talk about rates going up, and what does that actually mean for home buying right now?
Yeah. I would think that when the only ways rates go up is the economy is doing better to make that happen. That's where the Feds get together, and Janet Yellen, who's the Fed chair, her feedback is based on that. How is the economy doing? Is it doing good enough to raise the prime rate or interest rates?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's an always key indicator to know where we're going next. So I think from what I read and what I've seen is that rents are still going up probably at a faster rate than home prices, as well as interest rates. So it's always important to know what the cost difference is of renting versus owning and how that pertains to you in your tax bracket and what the future investment can do for you and your family's net worth.
So if somebody was deciding that they were going to buy, what do these raising rates mean for them?
Okay, so if you want to put a dollar amount to this to make it more tangible, every $100,000 loan and if you have an interest rate change of an eighth of a point, 0.125% higher, that $100,000 now is going to cost the home buyer about $10 a month more on a monthly payment.
Okay.
Which some of that money is actually coming back to them in a form of tax deduction off of their income taxes. So it's depending on the tax bracket, maybe $8 a month is the payment change for them.
Yeah, so I think a really cool thing to do is if you're in between the age of, let's say, 20 and 40, and your parents have owned a house, let's say as you're growing up, just go back and ask them how much they paid on their interest rate when they bought their house. And then look back at today's interest rates and ask them what they would have done back then to get today's interest rates. Because I'm assuming they would probably say 18%, 10%, 11%, 12%. And you might say, hey, you know what, well, that was at $30,000 or $40,000 or $100,000, which is true. However, the wages have gone up as well. So pay is a lot more than back then, so it's all relative. And I think that's really what the big next indicator will be is affordability. How much can Orange County or wherever you live, the wages still make affordability acceptable for houses and interest rates. That will dictate where home prices go and if they continue to go up or not, along with supply and demand.
So comparing the 18% to today's rate, which is in the fours,
yes.
I mean, that's a huge benefit.
Rates are still really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the bottom line is that rates are still really good. I think we have an opportunity for this year for them to stay really good or within that eighth or quarter percent like Hajir said. And if we get a bump up higher and go faster, it will probably take something monumental like an election. And that's where we really saw the bump was something like catastrophic or like what we're not expecting, right? Outside of the norm to have a big increase right away.
It's case by case too. Each individual have a different goals, have a different plans and different lifestyle that we have to really put that into perspective. So if somebody is leasing right now in a really expensive lease and it's because of their lifestyle, they might not be qualified or it might not be affordable for them to maintain the same lifestyle and buy a home. Versus some other folks that might be living and their leases is going up and now comparing that to the tax deduction and the payments that they would pay on a mortgage and see which one really works for them. So it has to be compared side by side so people can make a decision.
Yeah, so one of the things that we talk about with people that are looking to buy or is talking about the consumer debt. The prime rate increasing is probably going to affect that person that has consumer debt more than it would somebody buying a mortgage in a house.
Gotcha.
Right? So your priority is pay off your debt because that was going to impact you greater than what you'll see in an increase in payment with what we just saw an interest rate increase.
So interest rates are affecting more than just home buying, and home buying has to do with more than just the interest rate.
Yes.
So what should somebody do to figure out if this rate's going to work for them and to factor in all the things we just talked about?
I think sit down with a loan consultant and put the numbers side by side and compare their current situation with the possibilities available to them, and see if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, I think what's really cool, I mean, we found this out a couple of years ago that I mean, there's internet sites out there that provide information and, you know, get you to inquire,
Right.
and then, you know, sell it to somebody. And the reason is because people are in the research phase for 6 to 12 months. People just don't wake up one day and go, hey, I'm gonna go buy a house tomorrow,
Right.
It's really going, hey, there's a buildup to it. So part of that buildup, just don't do the research on, you know, home price and interest rate. Understand property taxes, how that can affect your payment, your tax benefit. Same thing with interest, and then also your payroll deductions. So when you're getting taxes taken out and you look at your check and go, wow, I thought I was going to make this much, but you know, taxes took out this much more. See how home ownership can affect that dollar amount to make you feel more comfortable at making the next step, which increases your affordability and your comfort level to go, hey, I was paying $2,200 a month. Now my payment on my mortgage with everything's gonna be $2,600 each month, to feel comfortable with that increase because you know you're gonna get taxes back.
Right.
And have some relief. So there's a big ball that you have to understand and feel comfortable with as you're doing your research before you go, all right, today I'm ready to go buy that house.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Thanks, you guys.